Good afternoon. Cigar Review 92, the Alec Bradley Medalist. This is their Toro size, so it's a 6-inch 54 ring gauge Honduran made cigar. And it is just super light bodied. Not a lot to it in terms of strength, but in terms of complexity, it's fantastic. This is a great cigar. And I'm glad I got a great one because some of the ones I've had recently just haven't really hit the spot, but this is perfect. I've got notes of, if you've ever been to Publix, right, which is the grocery store chain here in the U.S., they've got something called a Mojo chicken. It's kind of spicy, peppery, almost not barbecue, but it's hard to describe, but this is what I get, right? That kind of nice spice that they have on that chicken. So if you've ever had it, this is similar. I get kind of a sweet cream, nutty flavors, cocoa, almost like chocolate shavings. Great taste. The draw is fantastic. It's burning great. There's not a single thing bad that I could possibly say about this cigar. It is lighter looking. I typically like, black cigars, but it's fantastic. I mean, there's absolutely no flaws. This is essentially a relaunch or remake of a really mellow cigar that Alec Bradley had in the late 90s that was apparently quite popular back then, so they decided to relaunch it. The trend nowadays really is going towards fuller bodied, heavier cigars, bigger cigars. Although this is certainly not a small cigar, it's not giant, but it is very mellow. This cigar would be perfect for several things. First of all, if you're a beginner cigar smoker, you gotta try it. If you're a beginner, this would be great. You might even start with one of those like real sweet cigars from Drew Estates, although I don't know if I'd recommend that in hindsight. But this would be a good one to start with before you got into heavier stuff. This would also, in my opinion, be great for golf course, somewhere where you're outside, it's hot, you're being active. Smoking by the pool, smoking in the sunlight. Right, if you're somewhere where you're not covered up or exposed, this would be a great cigar. As someone that smokes, hundreds of cigars a year, even if I stood out there in the sun and I was walking down the street smoking a giant heavy cigar, I'm gonna feel pretty crappy. You'd avoid that with this. So this would also be a good morning cigar. But again, I'm getting notes, just looking at my notes here that I just wrote down. Again, that chicken, the pepper, the light chocolate, real creamy. It's fantastic. And sometimes when I review cigars, it's almost a stretch, right? I'm looking for notes so that I can tell you what it tastes like. And I'm kind of thinking, what does this taste the most like? This is cut and dry. It tastes like chocolate. It's got that sweet cream. It's got the nutty taste. It's got the pepper and the spice. It's fantastic. This, if I think back to all the great cigars I've had, the Henry Clay Stalk Cuts, the Andalusian Bull, honestly, some of the Punch Diablos, they're heavy, big cigars, some of the Padrones. As far as really light-bodied cigars, this might be the best light-bodied cigar that I've ever had. It is great. And again, the reason that most of my favorite cigars have been the heavier-bodied cigars is because stronger, fuller-bodied cigars just tend to have more flavor. They did a great job. It's mostly Honduran with some Nicaraguan filler in there. I think they got U.S. Connecticut for the binder, but they nailed it. They absolutely nailed it. So that's cigar review number 92, the Alec Bradley Medalist, and I did finish before my neighbor started cutting his grass again. It's great. This is a must buy, especially for the price. These are not expensive cigars. I love the brand. I kind of trashed one the other day and I felt bad about it because I do love Alec Bradley, and this is a shining example of why I think they're fantastic. So again, cigar review number 92. If you've had this and you agree, if you've had this and you disagree, let me know. Thanks.